Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trudy, and if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. And on my channel I create lifestyle, beauty, and lots of self-care content. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about, you know, just having a little heart-to-heart conversation on like self-sabotage and how I've noticed it's affected me and ways that I'm trying to correct it, and overall just be the best version of who I am and achieving and reaching my goals without, you know, mental blocks and all that outside noise and distractions. And I also just wanted to be a little bit more personal with you guys, just to share with you guys where I'm at mentally and just some of the things that I struggle with, because we're all human here. So the topic of discussion for today is self-sabotage. I noticed that I've been low-key doing that to myself, and it's just like, why? What is wrong with you? Snap out of it. It's a real thing, and you kind of can't really push it under the rug and just be like, you know, we'll talk about that later, especially when it comes into like this whole creative space, being a YouTuber, being an entrepreneur, or just like in anyone's life. We all have goals and dreams and aspirations that, like, you know, we want to achieve, right? So I have some notes here because I tend to ramble a little bit too much. So I've been seeing the word self-sabotage float around Instagram or just the internet in general. The more that I kept seeing it, the more that I started to identify that within myself, and I was just like, wait, hold up, wait, I do that. Although I knew of it already, like having a definition, like a word to define it, was like really like eye-opening to me, because then it was just like, okay, maybe I need to like really deeply look into it. So self-sabotage is basically when we actively or passively do things just to hold us back from like our goals, right? The thing about self-sabotage is it's kind of tricky because you can identify it, and then in another sense, like, you don't realize that you're doing it. So then I started to look into it, and I was just saying, like, why do I self-sabotage? Like, what is the reason? And I really feel as though it comes out of, it pretty much stems from fear. Fear of failing, fear of what people will say, fear of judgment. Let's say, for instance, you want to like start a business and you know that you don't have all the money that it takes to start the business, but instead of just starting with what you have, the fear of just not having anything in your savings is like, oh my God, I can't do that. So then you go back to that comfort place where you just say, like, you know what, I better stay here because it's safe. Really and truly, that business that you may start with $100, with $1,000, maybe the business that, you know, we need. Maybe your idea and your creativity and just your vision is what, you know, someone else's need, or a certain demographics, or whatever your business is surrounding and really needs, right? For me, there's content that I've wanted to put up on YouTube, but just the fear of like people knowing this side of me. Not that sounds crazy, because then it sounds like I'm like living a double life or something. But like just talking about things that really close and dear to my heart, like I fear like the judgment of what people will think. And although you know that you shouldn't really care about what people think, and it doesn't really matter as long as you're doing you, in the back of your head, like those thoughts and things play in your head, and it just completely just stops you from moving forward. And another example for me is like, I know that I need to be consistent with my YouTube channel, right? So I upload every Monday and Sunday, and I know that, okay, in order for you to do this, you have to record maybe on a Monday for Wednesday, and like on a Friday for Sunday. So always like have videos in the back, like just stacked up and ready to go, but yet it's Monday and I'm procrastinating because I want my video to look a certain way, or my hair isn't done, or my nails isn't done, or, you know, just overthinking stuff and just want stuff to be so perfect. Like, perfection can literally steal a lot of what we have to offer. I just don't think, when it comes on to like content creating, don't ever think like you need to be perfect. You need a perfect camera, the lighting, the this, the that, the look a certain way. Like, just start, and it can only get better than that. So why not just start and then improve on what you already have? You know what I mean? So when it comes on to my content, that's just something that I struggle with, and I just get so caught up in perfection that I end up procrastinating, and it just gets pushed back, and then now I just don't have no content to put up, and it's just like, okay, she's slacking again. Like, we're not even gonna think about her because she's not being consistent, and then your videos just go down the loophole in the whole YouTube algorithm and all of that stuff. So that's just an example for me. Another way that I feel like self-sabotage hold us from our goals is just like us feeling like we're not worthy of our success. Like, let's say for example, you created something that everyone loves, and it done so well that now you're reaping the benefits, right? You feel like, you know what, okay, this can't be true. This is just too good to be true. Like, something has to go wrong. So you're like bracing yourself, like, okay, at what point is it coming? Because I gotta be ready. And that could be from like past experiences, just feeling like something always go wrong no matter how hard you try. But maybe this time is just the time that it is gonna go right. You achieving your success, is okay to like reward yourself. So don't ever like feel like you're not worthy of your hard work, because your hard work, your dedication, your time, all of those things got you to this point. So make sure that when you achieve your successes, like, you pat yourself on the back and just keep grinding. Like, don't ever just feel like, okay, I have to keep going because at some point something's gonna go wrong. Like, just that negative thought, that negative frame of mind, that's what gets us down, and then like we get in a rut. And if you're not careful, you can low-key stay there. So instead of like riding the wave and, you know, building on that achievement, like, you get stuck right here because you're just like, last time this happened, something went bad, and then I end up back to square one. So I gotta like step in with one foot or one eye open type of mentality. So I just feel like we just really have to like cut that frame of mind. So that pretty much leads me into like how you talk to yourself. Self-sabotage is, I think, like, this is the #1 way, like, your self-worth, like, how do you think of yourself, how do you view yourself, is like major. I feel like those two just go hand in hand. For me lately, the negative thoughts will come, like, I feel like I'm not worthy enough, or my content is not gonna do great, or I don't speak well, or I can't articulate properly, or these little things that come in your mind, right? So for me personally, I'm someone of faith. I believe in God, Christianity. So I just kind of tend to like go back to my word, go back to my creator and the things that he says about me. Like, he knew me before my mother and father formed me. Do you know what I mean? So if there's anyone who knows me best, is him. So I go back to like reading my Bible and just listening to his words and what he says about me, how much I'm loved, how much I'm protected, how much I have authority over a lot of the things that I do. And if I just seek him and go through him, that he would guide me through the right path and give me the strength and the guidance to can get through whatever it is that I'm trying to achieve. I was in that state of mind like 2 days ago, and I was like, wait, okay, stop, wait a minute. I just like press the reset button. This is not what God says about me. This is who I am. I have authority and I can step into this because God has told me that I can, or he's equipped me with the right skills and the right frame of mind to can do this. So when I start doubting myself, that's just straight up the enemy. You know the saying where they say no one stops you but you? That's basically what self-sabotage is. So you know, it's really good to like take a step back, do some reflection, try to figure out, why do you procrastinate? Why do you overthink? Why do you have these bad habits? Or why you're not disciplined? You know, just take a step back and like try to dig back to like your traumas, your hurt, things that made you, things that caused so much fear and hurt in your past, that now when you try to become the best you, that these things are hindering you from that. I don't know, there's several ways that can do that, and that's like really personal, because then you're like going through your traumas. I can't personally say how to do that, but I just know for me, I had to like go back and deal with like a lot of like things that I dealt with like growing up, some things that I did that wasn't right, where I have to like confess with my mouth to God to like, you know, forgive me for these things because I really didn't know any better, or I was so blinded, or you know, just basically just living in sin. I can't personally tell you how to like do that soul seeking. You have to like figure that out for yourself. I feel as though it has to deal with like dealing with your traumas and your hurt and, you know, all that baggage that some of us comes with. And all of us have some sort of baggage. It might not be as big as others, but I feel like we all have things that, you know, we can work out in our life and straighten out and just like talk about and just really try to find healing. I also feel like generational curses is like a thing that like can have a hold on a lot of us and we don't even know. Sometimes you have to be that person in your family line to say, listen, it stops here. Like, you can't go any further. The self-hate, the self-doubt, the being overweight. There's so many things that I can't even think of right now, but there's so many things that like we struggle with, and that's just like stemming from grandmother to mother to child to grandchild. Like it's just an ongoing thing, and once you realize that that's like coming from like my grandma, like you have to be like, listen, okay, this is where it stops. The same thing goes for like building generational wealth. When you see some of these people who like pretty much came from nothing and they pretty much just say like, I'm the one who's going to make it, like everyone in my family never went to college, I'm gonna be the first one. Or everyone in my family never made it out of this neighborhood, I'm gonna be the first one. Like, just, it's the same concept, it's the same idea. You just gotta speak life over things and speak truth into yourself and be honest with yourself. Like, don't be delusional and stuff. Like, be realistic. I have to be like graceful with myself. Like, this is not a one-day process. This is not a two-day process. Sometimes it takes years. Like, I personally feel like I've been on this journey for like 3 years now, and it takes time. And a lot of times you can revert back to your old ways, your old habits. So, you know, just be graceful with yourself. Give yourself time. Just remember that all things is working together for your good. You can claim it. You are worth it. Don't give up. You got this. And just keep going. So I think that is pretty much it. I just wanted to, you know, have a little heart to heart with you guys. A lot of the times I feel like I can't express myself the correct way that people will understand. So I hope you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying and just like how I'm feeling. And of course, leave your comments below. I want to know, you know, where you guys' minds are at. Maybe you're not in this kind of funky phase that I'm in, but you know, I just thought it would be good to have an open discussion. So leave your thoughts and comments and any like encouraging words that you guys may have for me or someone else in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.
Hey, yo, chill, it's just a draft. Yeah. She a little bad, hit her with the bag, yeah. Put it on the tab, don't know how to act, yeah. How you like that?